Hello there guys, welcome to another Tall Thing review. Today this is the CollectA 2014 Deluxe Therizinosaurus, which I bought recently. I didn't do an unboxing because it arrived while I was at uni, and when I got home I was cold, wet and miserable and it was 5 o'clock. So yeah, sorry about that. Okay, I'm not going to rag on about the postal service. I don't really know where to start with this thing. I might start with the integument. This is a 2014 figure, but interestingly, they have somewhat up-to-date plumage, because there's been some recent studies done, which I don't really know much about it yet, but as far as I can tell, having the underbelly and the underside of the tail and the legs from the knee down scaly seems kind of reasonable for an animal this size, because this was 9 to 11 meters, which makes it one of the two largest, or just no, the largest Maniraptoran in the world. Yeah. I was thinking before I started this that this figure kind of suffers from the weird collected chunky thigh syndrome, but because it's a Therizinosaur, which has rather wide hips for a theropod, this actually seems kind of reasonable. Yeah, it does not have a tail fan, which we base the feather coverage of Therizinosaurs on Bepiaosaurus, which of course is like 1/10 of the size of this thing. I guess I'm okay with the wings just being on the forearms, and like they could have attached to the second finger like other Maniraptors, but maybe not. And the head is mostly scaly. The head does have some minor shrink wrapping, and it's kind of weird that they've merged the orbit and the antorbital fenestra. And I've only just noticed it doesn't have nostrils. I can't believe I didn't notice that before. Yeah. Cheeks are probably too extensive. Like, theropod cheeks should probably just be an extension of the rectus, which is that flap of muscle that connects the upper and lower jaws. I was a little bit skeptical at first about these weird floofy bits on the back, but Therizinosaurus did seem to have 2 layers of fluff, and the top one was puffable, which was probably for display. I do also quite like the pose, but I would have sort of preferred it to have its arms in a neutral posture, and that's one of the annoying things. I got this to replace, well, sort of replace, it's still going to appear, the Safari Great Dinos Therizinosaurus, which is more like this and has a lot of problems. But the next best thing as far as accuracy and pose goes is PNSO, and I just thought, for the amount of time I'm going to use this, it's just not worth it. So I got this instead. But it is kind of sort of, it could be pulling down a branch to eat, but it does scream threat pose to me. The eyes are actually different. It's got a slightly less weird expression on this side because of the way the eye is facing, but then on this side, I think the pupils are a different shape and it just looks kind of mad. I don't know. There's not any detail inside the mouth, which, I don't know, bit of a bummer. Yeah. But, I think in a lot of aspects they did an okay job. The one thing I will point out, based on the promo images you can't really see this, just like the Safari Great Dino's Theory, the claws are flat on the inside of the curve when they should be more blade-like. I'm not going to go into too much detail about certain things because I'll cover that in the video I bought this for. It's sort of using its dew claw like a crutch on the feet when the first toe should probably actually be touching the ground. So should probably have a four-toed footprint. I do like how they've sort of given the soles of the feet detail, but they're flat enough that it does stand perfectly without a base, which is nice to see. I wish CollectA would do that more often. There's a couple of quality control issues. I think most of these are actually just from the mail. So this claw, I've straightened it out a bit because this isn't super solid plastic, but this claw was bent slightly. Focus, there we go. As were a couple of this tuft of feathers on the top of the head, but yeah, it's not like super solid PVC, so you should be able to bend it out without having to use hot water. And there's a couple of streaks on the face, but I can't tell if those are on purpose or not. They do kind of look like scars. I don't think they're supposed to be there. But overall, the paint application is pretty good. Yeah, I don't really have all that much to say about this. As for the size comparisons, got Safari Great Dano's T-Rex, which, well, I'll bring out the stuff that's going to be appearing alongside this in the project I bought it for. Of course, this will be playing a Tarbosaurus. As will this, the CollectA Baby T-Rex, and there's the Howlin' Good Cychania. Of course, all of these are to scale with each other, but then the other things I've got here are not. Got the Safari Feathered Velociraptor and the CollectA 1/6 scale Protoceratops. Something smaller, we've got the CollectA Velociraptor and the Constant of the Papodimetrodon, which of course is 1/20 scale. And because it came with it, I've also got something I definitely don't need in my collection, which is the 1/40 scale human that comes with all of their, well, with most of their deluxe figures. So, I am not really sure what rating I'm going to give this, because it has a couple of issues in various different places. But for, well, this compared to the popular sizes version is way better, especially since the 1/60 scale one has got a broken wrist. What am I going to give this? I don't know. Probably a 4.5. Yeah, 4.5. Okay. I think that's everything for now. Yeah. I think at some point, as far as figure related stuff goes, there'll be a collection update, but that might not be made for another couple of months. I'll see you next time.